Hello all, welcome back again. I decided to fit the rear panel to see how everything lines up. I wasn't going to put this rear panel on just yet. I thought it was a bit soon, but I figured, you know, if I get the rear panel on and get everything lined up really well around here, then I'll cross onto the bezel, onto the beaver panel, sorry. That'll be a good thing. So when I go to do the arches here, it's not going to sort of, if I do this first, it could knock something out over here. So I figured, yeah, I'll just do this first. But it's always, when it comes to looking over this car and looking at the damage, you assess how it happened. Like, for example, like there's a lot of rust down this right hand side, the parcel shelf. Most of the rust is over this side of the car, so that makes me think that this part of the car was exposed to the weather more. But on top of that, you've got the rust side of things, and then you've got, I found a lot of damage underneath the car, which indicated that, you know, it's been rallied or driven on rough roads and bottomed out a lot. So I fixed a lot of that. But in the roof, I think kids or something, people have crawled on the roof because there's a lot of big dents. Like, I've knocked these ones out, they need to be finished off, but yeah, I've pretty much knocked them out. But you can see under here, the supports for the roof are all collapsed. I've seen that before in cars where kids are crawling on the roofs, and so yeah, they'll fix that up. But then the next thing you look out for is accident damage. So I've looked at the front of this car and I found the front right hand corner guard. I didn't realise it till lately, but it doesn't look like the original guard. It hasn't got the burnt orange colour. Doesn't always mean anything, but when looking into it further, I found this panel here, it's all bent up out of shape. It's been straightened up, but yeah, you can tell something's happened there in the past. But this side's good. So I thought, all right, this guard doesn't look like it's original, so yep, it's had a bingle here. And then the worst part is this rear corner. I first noticed it, like when I first got the car, I noticed there's a lot of bog in here. I've done the fridge magnet test and the magnet just kept falling off right across this panel. And then when I looked at this corner, it looked a bit, yeah, see bog cracking and that. So when I stripped the car back to bare metal, yeah, I found that there's a lot of damage around here. So the part that confused me is, like, you can see how the panel beaters straightened this area up. They've done a good job. But they've done the typical job where, you know, straighten it out best they can, put bog in it. Because back in the day, I don't think anyone really wanted to spend big money fixing these things up. So yeah, the panel beater's gone to town, fixed it up. But then I couldn't understand why this rear panel, it doesn't look like it has any damage. Although I can see the burnt orange colour under here, which doesn't mean anything. It might have just been repainted, but there's no real accident damage I can see on this panel. So another part that's confused me is that I can't find any holes where the Falcon, this is a Falcon 500, but there's no Falcon 500 holes there or here. I can't see any in the back either. Usually you can see holes. I mean, I'm not sure, but I don't know a real lot about these, like, but yeah, I thought the badge was there. So I don't know, maybe this is a factory replacement back when it had the accident. But then you can see a lot of burnt orange around here. I don't know, it's got me stumped, but either way, this panel is going to be repaired. I'm going to fix it up. So what I've done now, I've made sure all this is lined up good. I've got a screw down here to hold it in, but everything's lined up how I like it. That's what I'll do now. I'll remove this panel, strip it back to bare metal, get it looking nice, and now I'm going to strip this area right back and see what's underneath and see what can be done about it. I was thinking of putting a whole new patch right across here, but then The metal looks pretty sound. It's a little bit, it's not 100% straight. I can make it more flat, but I'm more concerned about this area here. There. And here's completely gone from rust, but you can see the brazing across here, so maybe it is the original. I don't know. I just can't understand why it hasn't got Falcon 500 across here. It has been painted black. This should be, pretty sure it's meant to be the same, like just the same color as the car, burnt orange. So I've got the panel out here. I've used a paint stripper on it. Got most of the paint off, but there's still paint across the bottom and that. It was just taking too much time, so I thought I'd do the rest out here. So what I've done, it's a beautiful area out here. Plenty of shade, plenty of area to room to do stuff. So I've got this shot, a media blast. I got it from Gaswold. It's like $25 for a 10 kilo bag. This style of sandblasting is very slow. It's not very efficient, but it's good for doing little tight areas where you want to get rid of surface rust and get it all clean. So I'll give you a quick demo. It's useless for getting paint off, but it's good for like rust. I don't even need to do that area like I've got other ways doing it, but in here, stuff like this. Do little areas like that. But yeah, I've also got this rear panel, and I'll sandblast around where the lights go, and behind it there's a bit of surface rust. Do that, but the best tool for I've got here this beauty here. This is really good. So I just we've got a massive airline coming from the garage. It brings it up really nice. So I'll do the whole rear quarter with this, and I've also got this paint removing one, which is also pretty good. Oh, just gotta get the disc on. So yeah, this one's pretty good. It's better for like removing paint like down here. But the other pad I was just using, this one here is also really good for it. I actually prefer using these, and I've got a whole box of them I bought off eBay. Yeah, so what I'll do, now I've got this little work area right here, finish getting these panels prepared, and then I'll give them a kit of epoxy, and then I can fit them back to the car. finished blasting it. Gave it a good clean up. It's come out really nice and original. I can't see any holes for the Falcon badge, but I guess it's definitely the original. Had burnt orange underneath it, so but yeah, it's exposed all the rust. The shot leaves a nasty sort of horrible finish, but that's where I've hit it with those pads I was talking about before. But rear quarter's done. So what I'll do now, I'll give it a hit of epoxy just to stop it rusting. Had a few dramas today. I down in my unit underneath the house, I had a problem with mice. I had one die in the drip tray behind the fridge, stunk the whole unit out. I couldn't work out what the smell was. That was last year, and then probably a few months later, had another stench in the kitchen. It was dead set horrible again. I tracked it down inside the oven behind the switchboard. A mouse got in there and got zapped. And yeah, that was then, and now I've got a new drama, a new dilemma. Every time I turn the air conditioner on, I get stuck out with this horrible smell. So yeah, like I do a 12-hour shift at work, a day shift, come home hungry, tired, and then I turn the air conditioner on to get the unit nice and warm, and I get inundated with this stupid stench. And then yeah, we worked it out inside the switchboard, like power board inside the air conditioner. A mouse has got inside and died again. It's the third time now. We're done with it. Pain in the ass. So yeah, so that's sorted now. Just got to wait for the unit to air out a bit. So there's the shot I've got. It's pretty good. But yeah, I'm running out of daylight. Well, there's still plenty of light, but it's starting to cool down, so can't let it get too cold if you're going to use epoxy. So being out here, it's a good area to for spray paint, nice and open. Nothing around for a really overspray to get onto to worry about. Right, I've got to this point where all the guards back on, the parcel shelf, all epoxied. I'm starting to look at fixing up this rear panel and getting it sorted, and it's looking over this, and starting to get to the point now I'm thinking it's too far gone because it doesn't come out far enough. Like I made this template, it goes over like that, so I replicated this off the other side. So this goes on here, and you can see there's heaps missing off this corner. So this corner have to be extended, and then this corner has to be repaired, and then all this here is out of shape, all down here, and then the bottom, you can see how much of it is missing. There's heaps missing off the bottom here, so it has to be rebuilt as well. I really did not want to cut this because I know it's one of those areas where you have to be careful because there's a lot of detail, and I think back in the day, as cost-wise, you just do it, the panel bed is done, fix it up to how it is, and just bog it up and get the shape. It's so easy. Like I could just put this together well there and just bog it and shape it and make it look sweet, but it's so dodgy. I mean, what this car will be worth at the end of it, if I ever went to sell this car, which I don't want to do, and someone buys it off me and pays me like, you know, 70, 80 grand for it, and then they work out that it's all bogged here, then I can be happy about it. I can understand that. It's dodgy. So this side here, luckily, is pretty good. It's got its shape still. It's got nice corners. It's got its nice edge across here. It's missing a bit here. That's all right, I can fix that. And the bottom here is mostly intact. A bit of a hole there. But this side is really good. I mean, compared to the other side is anyway. So what I'll do, I've marked a line here, or about, so I want to cut it, and I'll get me air tool with a cutting blade, and I'll carefully cut that out, and then I'll make a piece that goes in there, and then I'll have to make a little piece that goes in there. I haven't got the fabricating tools to make, like, stretch it and make a nice little edge to go in there, so all I'll have to do, make this section here, Then I'll have to put another section in here and weld it onto this piece, and then have another flat piece to come off here. But I'll have to be really careful. I have to measure it here to make sure I get the gaps right. Because if I get it wrong, it's really going to stand out. So it's probably about 10 mil, I reckon, but I'll measure it more off this side, I reckon. This part here is where the panel beater's repaired it. He's put the amount of time into it to the point where it's pretty good, but then he can just put bog over it. So what I've done now, because I've taken this section here off, because I've got this section here off now, I can put a bit of time into getting this right. So I'm just using the head of that and just getting it flatter like this. I thought it was too far gone, to be honest. Like, yeah, but it's come back really good. Like, there's a fine little low spots here and there. It's working it. I don't usually choke the hammer like that. Usually, yeah, hold it like that, but I'm only just tapping it, so it's just easier. Little spots here. Must have been pretty bad. You can see they when they hit it with the hammer, it's those ones that's got the sharp edges on it, and it's left marks all over it. I'll keep going a bit more of this, and then I'll start making the section up that goes across here. So I've made this section. I made that one first, so I'll just tack that in. So I've just done little tacks around here. And yeah, got the shape as good as I could. Like if I was to do it 100% how I wanted to do it, I'd get a profile gauge and use the profile gauge to make sure that I've got, you know, got the angles proper here. So when you look at it from this point, you got that angle there. You got over here, you got the angle. So I'll have to get a profile gauge. I've been needing to buy them for a while, because I'll get the boot out in a minute and I'll show you. But yeah, the boot's, yeah, it's all messed up top here, but I'll show you that. So yeah, there's the that section. Profile seems to be good. Like, as long as you look at it from this point, look at it there, and you look at it here, sort of slopes off the same. So if it doesn't, it's only tacked. I can just tap it in a bit, a little good, but it's a hell of a lot better than what it was, that's for sure. It's out of shape. So what I've done, yeah, got this part in, then I made a little fin sheet that went in there, then I put in one behind it. But I've been measuring the gaps, so measure the gap there and made sure both sides are the same. There's something going on here, but that's because it's all cut, so there's a bit of gap there, but once I fix that up, it should be good. But the gaps there's the same both sides. So what I'll do now, I want to put those clackos in here, but they'll hang out. I don't want to walk past the car, I'll get caught on them. This car takes up a lot of room in the shed. And then I'll try putting the boot on. I won't put the hinges on. That's another job in itself, getting the hinges on, then getting underneath for doing the bolts up. And I've got the tank covered up, so I've got one of my tools sitting there, so I can easily get to them for doing this. I got this paintless dent removal kit, bought off eBay. Yeah, it's cheap and stuff. It's nothing really high quality, but I gave it a test hit. Yeah, got all these various tools. But yeah, I've been having to go at this panel and I'm really surprised to how well it's coming out. I got this light. It's pretty crap, but all it is just like a Perspex screen with lines, and it's got a LED lights behind it. I didn't expect, I mean, $116 for this basic kit. I didn't expect it to be really, you know, nothing like top end stuff, but I've got this nice slide hammer wherever the hell it is. Yeah, so what I've done now, here it is. You got the glue sticks. Got the glue sticks that you put little tabs on your dints and you pull it out, but that's more so for, like, I had a quick go at my Falcon here. It's got a little dink in the door, but you really need to get in behind it. It's a lot of stuffing around trying to pull at it rather than getting behind it and get the little lever bars and get in there. But what I have done, this rear quarter had some nasty dings. All across here was like, it was shocking. It was all warped and yeah, it was really bad, but I probably should have filmed this, but I'm just getting caught up, getting into it, you know. But so what I've been doing, I've got this tool here. You more so use it when you're looking at the body line and you're getting the distance, and you just tap at it and look at the lines off the PDR light. But this situation's a bit different because the panel's off the car, it's got no paint on it. I could use other methods, I reckon. So I was doing the tap down method where you find the high spots and you knock down the high spots. But I got to the point where it's really hard to tell what they are. So what I've done instead, I've got this little dolly, and it's that there. It's got a really good shape. That's what I've been doing. I've been getting in behind it. Just, you can feel it, you can hear it on the other side when you hit the right spot. That sound there. It's unbelievable how easy it is. Like, it's getting right in there now. Like, there's bits of something going on there. It's working really good. Like, there's hardly anything there now. A little bit of something there. There's hardly anything there now. Tiny little spot there. If I go get a ruler, lose me bloody tools. Yep, it's hardly anything there now. Well, the panel's not straight to start with. It's a bit of a low spot there. Yeah, it's so good. Like, I can't believe how. See, what I do now, I flip the panel over and then you feel for low spots. Like, there's a bit of a low spot there. So what I'll do now, I'll flip it over, get on the other side, knock it out, so then it sticks out too high, and then you get from this side and you get the reflection and you just work it down. I think the main reason why, in my opinion, why panel beaters don't go the amount of trouble to get it perfect, just the amount of time, how much money it costs. But I'm never going to get it 100%. I'll get it pretty close, but I can actually get to the point where I hardly have to use any bog. It's mainly just the primer filler. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. It's got to identify, there's a low spot. It's got a big side swipe right along this guard, but there's a low spot here, so I can identify it. Yeah, this area here. So what I'll do, I've got my glue gun. It's not hot enough. So now I've got the glue gun hot. So that's set for a bit. I won't be able to, I'd like to put both of them on. Yeah, I might be able to actually. Didn't think I had enough room. I could just bell it from the other side, but the thing I like about doing it this way, you can see the metal coming out. I'm just trial and error now to seeing how I go, but I think this one's alright. Give it a go. So I've got this tool here. So you just put it in there and you pull it out. Get on there nice and firm. You see the metal? Yep, I'm just like that. It scared me. Didn't really pull it out much, but slowly work it. It's more paintless dent removing stuff this, but yeah, so that pulled it out a fair bit. That's all I have to do now. Just knock down the high spots, but my father's got his car out of the motor, his Volkswagen, and he sideswiped a tree, so I'm gonna have a go, use the tools on that. Got this PDR light on there. Junk, but yeah, gives me an idea. That's come out really good, all this area. You can feel slight parts that aren't right, but I'm not too worried about it at this point. But that there still needs to come out a bit more. But yeah, it's way better than what it was. That was a mess before. Yeah, so this rear panel, that's stripped. I'm painting epoxy. It's in really good shape. Still hasn't got the holes for the Falcon 500. Nothing here, so yeah, I don't know if this is a replacement section or don't know, but I know it's a Ford one for sure. It's not a bloody Rare Bears one. But what I'll do, I'll rebuild these corners, get them nice again. I won't worry about doing the bottom. I'll do that on the car. Yeah, this corner needs to be done up as well, but yeah, I've got some profile gauges I bought on eBay, steel ones, and I'll just make sure that all this is right. But looks pretty good. Like I've compared it to this side, and it's couldn't get any closer in my opinion. But I'll find out when I get a profile gauge. I'll find out for sure then how good it is. But I had other drums the other day. The air compressor, I wasn't using the proper power cable because the compressor's on the other side of this wall. It's the highest I can get on a single phase, but the power cable wasn't powerful, wasn't good enough, and the capacitor burned out in the electric motor. So I took the whole air compressor into this rewind place, and the dude said to me, man, you need to get a decent cable for it. That's probably why it's happened. So I went to Bunnings and I bought this one, and I took it to him and showed him, and he goes, nah, not good enough. He said the core's got, it's a 1mm core. It needs to be at least 1.5. So then I went to this caravan place and bought this U-Butte cable. It's 15 amp. Heats better, it does the job fine. So hopefully I don't have any more drums with the compressor. But yeah, the next video I'll do, guys, it'll be on the this rear panel, doing a lot of repairs on it.